Let's fight. Let's fight, good folks. We trust that you guys are good. We trust that you are well. We trust that you are inked up as well. You exercise your franchise. I know a couple of you got caught lapsing. I know a couple of you got caught lapsing. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, good folks. Let me go down the road. Let me go down. Let's go, folks. Let's go. We're fired up at this end. We're ready to go, and we trust that you guys are as well. Pace and power. We hope that you guys are great. How y'all are doing, good folks? Do let us know how y'all are doing. We hope all is good. Good night, each and every one of you. Share the damn live. Smash that emoji button. Folks, y'all know we like to make sure that we have valid, credible information, guys, and we are working down to the wire. And, you know, tonight, of all of those nights, it's election night, folks. It's local government elections 2023. This was E-Day, election day. A couple of things went right, a couple of things went wrong. We hope that all in all, GCOM will be able to report it had a good electoral process. I see some of the people claiming that they are observers. I'm watching them sideways. A couple of folks claiming that they're observers and they're pronouncing on a lot of things, but we're gonna let you guys know what we know. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. You all know how we sit. It's going to be quite a night. GCOM is promising that most of the results will be known before the night is through. That's what they said. Most of the results are going to be known before the night is through. Well, we're going to try to get some information from the people who we think know. Paul Bourne and Paula Enid McGinnis, Lillian Prince, and Dion Benjamin, and all the other folks like Paula Morris. I see Lyndon Gill is here. We there. Good to have all of you. Wilma Grant, Barbara Ralph. Good to see you, folks. Share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks. Alison Cortez is here, and Patricia Craig. I see Sandra Hanover. And Sandra says good night to all of the valid viewers only. Valid viewers only. Guys, we are happy that you are here. We are delighted. We are delighted that all of you are here with us. Brace it over. Thank you, folks, for that contribution. I just saw Chisel Chipper, as always, contributed live to our program, folks. Live to our program via YouTube, our YouTube channel. Please make sure wherever you all are rocking and coming from, make sure that you all are following us via our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel as well if you're joining us on Facebook. Don't miss a beat, folks. Don't miss a beat. YouTube is like we hub. It's like we hub Little Jacobs. Wherever you pick us up from, Twitter and all the other places, you know, we love all those other social media networks, but we love us some YouTube. So ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, folks. Ensure that you subscribe. Folks, we got the fight card set. We got the fight card set. It's all things LGE. I even have a surety fight card. It's all things LGE. That's why I want to tell you, folks, all things LGE. We really hope that you folks are great. We really hope that you folks are well. Wherever you all are rocking and coming in from, folks, pace and power, power and pace, pace and power. We trust that all of you guys, you are well. We trust that all of you guys are well. And again, pace, pace and power. We just ensuring that we dot all the I's and we cross all the T's. You know how we do it, folks. You know how we do it. As I said, we got the fight card set. We set. There's only some of you good folks missing. There's only some of you good folks are missing. And we are ensuring that we don't have to stop once we start. It's a lot of moving pieces. Warning you folks. There's a lot of moving pieces. We got the fight card set. Good folks. I can tell you it's set. It's set. Good to have you folks joining us. Wherever you wonderful, beautiful folks are coming in from. Good to have each and every one of you. Diane and Dion, Glycis, Asquith, Alexis, Donna Joseph, Spurley. We got the fight card set, folks. Look, a couple of things we're following. I can tell you all we're in the LG basket tonight. With the LGE tonight, good folks, Lester Williams. I'm waiting for some of you all to come to your senses and settle down. All things LGE, folks. We can talk with some of these observers. I know the whole thing. I know the whole thing. But some of them, yeah, we can talk about them. And we can talk about a little bit about Melly Mel, Melissa Atwell, the beautiful Mayor George Chung as well. We can be talking about these two folks, Melly Mel and his worship, Ubrach. He will always be the mayor to me. He will always be the mayor to me. Simona Brooms on the card too. Simona had some comments today. And of course, all things LGE. All things LG, of course. So those are a couple of things we're following, folks. Those are a couple of things we're following, and we're slowing down tonight because we got a couple moving pieces, and if we don't think too much, we're going to miss some things, you see? We're going to miss a couple of pieces. We are going to miss a couple of pieces. We got a lot of observations out there. We got a lot of observations out there today, which we can get to. Please, I want if y'all ink your fingers today. You acted responsibly. If your fingers are inked and you're living locally, folks, I'm going to be watching you sideways. I'm going to be watching you sideways because the hope is that we all living together right now exercise your franchise. You should have no excuse. You exercise your franchise. And folks, so those are a couple of things we are following, guys, on the fight card tonight. It's a couple, it's not plenty. It's a couple. And of course, you know, we got the opener. It's set. It's set, folks. Gonna be a different opener of sorts because we got to way through some issues. There's gonna be a different opener of sorts. We gotta get through a lot of things, folks. We gotta get through a lot of things, you know. And wondering how some of these regions did. I'm eager to know myself. I am eager to know myself, and we can be talking with some of the folks, hopefully, who know. Hope we can get a couple of them. Just for you, we want you guys to have valid, credible information. So we're gonna be talking about some of how some of the regions did tonight. I want to know how some of them did, folks. Yep. All things LG, of course, and then there's the graphic. There's the graphic behaving badly. All things LGE, folks. Region number 1, looking at places like Mabaruma, for instance. You know, how did Mabaruma did? I want to know that. Those are some of the things we can be watching at. Good folks, some of the things we are going to be covering tonight. How did Mabaruma did? That's what I want to know. How did Region 1 fare? Folks, if you all see my eyes darting, it's so much information I need to cover this evening, and I don't want to miss nothing because like I feel like I'm viewing the show tonight myself. You know? That's how I feel. Like I'm viewing it myself tonight. Who vex? That's how I feel. Like I'm viewing it a little bit myself. Yep. So we got quite a ways to go. I want to know how Region 1 went. I want to know too, for instance, how did Region 2 manage? Anna Regina, that's Region 2 for you. You know, how did Anna Regina go, folks? I want to know. Interesting minds want to know. We got that to deal with. We got Region 3 as well. How did Region 3 fare out there? How did it fare? I want to know. So we got to, hopefully we can get some insights. GCOM is promising us. They said that they're going to have all of it. Well, most of it rather. This evening, I tell you what the folks said. That's what we saw early on. They said they are going to have most of it, right? And I think we might be missing. So that's we want to know how Region 3 went, and then we got Region 4. Region 4. How did Region 4 go? How was your voting in Region 4, folks? Do let us know. How was your voting in Region? I want to know, how did Region 4 go? Did you guys ink your finger properly in Region 4? How did that go? Want to know some of that too, right? Hopefully, as the night progresses, we get some more concrete information. You know, we got a lot of anecdotal information, but we hope as the night presses on, we get some more information. Region 5. Region 5. We touch some base with folks. Region 5 there, and then we got places like Region number 6, rather. 6. New Amsterdam going to be a good place to watch. Rose Hall, Cribberton, those are going to be some good places to watch this evening. That's somewhat we're following, folks. And when we get up there to Region 6, of course, we got 7, Bartica. How the things progress down that side at Bartica today? Maybe we get some information on that too before the night is through. Again, she come promising we may not have everything. Then there was Madia as well, folks. 8, Region 8 out there at Madia. How did Madia go? Might have some information on that. 9, you got Region 9. And then, you know them boys trying bad. You know them boys trying bad, bad, bad. We got 10 as well. We have 10 as well. Good, folks. Good, folks. So, you know, a lot of information we got to cover this evening. A lot of information. Again, the guys are indicating, those of you who are joining us, any place else but here, watch yourself. Watch yourselves, good folks. Watch yourselves for me. Okay. Watch yourselves for us. Make sure you are fully subscribed to our WhatsApp. Fully subscribe at that end, folks. Hit that subscribe button. Whatever page you guys are joining us from, whatever page you all are joining us from, ensure, good people, that you like that page, you follow that page, you are subscribed to it. Want to make sure we make the plug very early before some of you go missing. Very, very early before some of you good folks go missing. We know how you always get. We know how you folks get. So share the live. Smash that emoji button, folks. We are warming up. We're warming up, folks. And we want you guys to have credible, valid information. So we're ensuring that we dot we I's, good folks, and we cross our T's. Good? We want to make sure that. So share the live, smash that emoji button for us, folks, as we give you guys a sense of some of what transpired out there today, folks, with the local government elections. Just some of what transpired out there today. We trust that you guys are well, wherever you tuning in from, wherever you all rocking and coming from. We trust that you guys are good. We trust that you guys are well, wherever you're all coming in from. Good folks, ensure you subscribe to whatever page you might be joining us from. Whatever page you might be joining us from tonight. Pay some power, good folks. Pay some power. So we want to talk to you folks about some of the things that we've been tracking during the course of the day. Some of those things that we've been tracking at our end. How was the day for you folks? Guys are telling you, I hope you ink your finger. Good. We hope you ink your fingers. And, you know, it was quite a day. It was quite a day. Some folks said a lot of the red folks look like they disappeared a little bit. Look like they disappeared a little bit. Don't know if that's a harbinger of things to come. Don't know, folks, if that's a harbinger of things to come. But we saw some very, very strange things on social media during the course of some very strange things. Like the very thing, at least in one instance. Now we saw, you know, GCOM trying to prevent. It's the very same thing. They tell us some people had to, you know, for the 10,000 and the box to cook up. When the polling booth, you got to take out a picture of your ID card. You see next to the ballot. And they tell us you can get a 10,000 up front, you know. No. That's why they got to do it. That's why they you can get the 10,000 up front. Right? It's not even when you put your X. Them boys waiting to see how that poll go. And if they're successful in that area, it's then. It's only then. Folks, don't be for sale. Nikisha, Sion Salvatore, Maureen Pigot, Brenda Moore, do not be for sale. Do not be for sale. And if some people want to buy you out and you need an intervention, give me a wink. Give me a wink. We can come and help you. If you're under duress, in some way, give us a wink. We're going to come help you. So this is just some of what we saw on social media during the course of the day. You know, people put in the X, and then you got to take out a photograph for them boys and send it up to headquarters. PPP said in so. PPP said in so. Heaven Faith said it best. GT not for sale. And by GT we mean the whole country, not for sale. So that's some of what we saw today out there, guys, on social media percolating. People have to put it up on the WhatsApp status and all of that. Right? That was instruction. You only got to put the X and send a photograph back to headquarters. You got to put it on social media. Let people know where you're there. Let people know how things roll in. You see? Yeah. It's a high price. High price. Right? But if you got a price, you're gonna be bought. Because everybody's got money now. If you got a price, you're gonna be bought. And then there was quite a lot of voting day confusion. You know, a lot of what we got calls on today is people who said initially they were told by polling staff the names weren't on the list. But as they stood their grounds and they say, you better check that thing back, then suddenly the name will appear on the list. Yeah. That's what some folks telling us. I know some of you get caught in these slips. We've been telling you guys long in advance, check your name. Make sure it's spelled right. You know, correct it during claims and objection. But some of you like see fair play. So I know some of you had some challenges. But like I said, in lots of instances, when you guys stood your ground and said, G, come, me name on the list, suddenly, miraculously, the name will present itself. The name will present itself. You know, there were some positives as well during the course of the day. You had some positives. Right? My place of poll, if you see GCOM staff, I don't know if they were expecting me. In a small, confined space, you had about 30 people. I was wondering, I didn't want out loud. I didn't want to, you know, be a distraction there. Get in there, do your business, and beat out. But I was wondering, as I was casting my ballot, palms up. As I was I said, like, some of the 10-day workers here, that run through my mind. Like some of the 10 days workers here, Naomi Drucker, that was one of the things running through my mind. Some of the 10 days, it was so much of them. There are plenty, there are enough, but I'm happy. I'm happy. It makes it a little more difficult for the PPP to rig. It makes it a little more difficult for the PPP to rig. So people say that they were told initially that the names weren't on the ballot, weren't on the, wasn't on the list, was not on the list. And you know what, folks, I blame GCOM. GCOM, this was one of the elections with one of the poorest voter education process. One of the poorest voter education process. A lot of folks were concerned about the pencils being used on the ballot. A lot of folks were concerned, but GCOM never come out and explain why they need pencils. Why pencils are better. People, that's to tell the level of distrust the populace got in GCOM. People say, I want to rub out my vote. I don't want them to rub out my vote. GCOM could have done a much better job in educating the population. Another problem a lot of folks had, you turn up by a usual place of poll, them boys switch up. Them boys switch up. I got some calls, people went to vote on the East Bank and told they had to come into Central Georgetown at some polling place or up on the East Coast. Got a few calls like that. So those were some of the concerns that person had. Those were some of the concerns that persons expressed during the course of the day. There were some others, but generally, those were some of the concerns. You know how we heard during the course of the day from? Late this afternoon, Simona Brooms, former Minister Simona Brooms, she had some observations of her own. So Guyanese ain't fools. Guyanese are not fools. You see, she had some observations of her own. Take a look, folks, and take a listen.
Good evening. Good evening. 16 minutes after 6, And so I finished wrapping up at the polling places. Yes. The voting done and the counting are going to start, right? Good evening again. You know, I mentioned this morning about my disappointment in how the voting, the GCOM is operating, and I mean it's so shameful. So for example, you go to Lodge Secondary School to vote. You walk and you're gone, and if you know how the secondary school stay, they got more than one polling places at the same school. So they have a young lady outside, one young lady outside with a sheet of papers, and she gonna check your name and see if it is on the list and tell you, and then direct you which booth, which one of the polling places you go in. Now you imagine if there's a line, right? There's the first thing. G come and give this young lady a computer. They're telling people but go on the website. So you go on the computer and she just punching and all now. That's a process. And then she say, all right, your name up on the list. And you go here, there, or there. Some people, if they hear too clear, because remember, it's one person. You miss it and you go in the wrong polling place. Here to say. And this is what I witnessed. Your name is not here. You don't have voted this place. And when that is done, move from there and so you're going outside. I saw the gentleman. I said, well, what is happening? He said, this girl tell him his name is on the list. And he went into the polling place and they say his name is not there. Now at this time, there's a few minutes of 6, so nobody even pay, mind. So I said, but the young man is protesting a fair point. If you saw his name on the list, what went wrong? What went wrong? The man went into the wrong polling station, right? So, I mean, there's the best we could do. We treat an election like if it's some little play. You know what I mean? Like, and like if GCOM people and so on, they do you some favor because, what is really going on in this place? Huh? A young man is there and so on. I mean, they ask you and put some app and to check your name and so on. So a lot of young people today, what I noticed, like over 18 and so on, they show up to vote, but they couldn't vote because they said the names are not on the list based on when they register and all of that. Now this guy said he registered. Look how long we had registration done. Look how long registration exercise, was completed, and still a lot of the new time voters for now, 19 years old and so on, the name are not on the list. This is not an Nancy story. This is what I'm telling you about what I observe. And so I believe that what I saw today, there's a whole mediocre exercise. It's just to say I believe that, the government and the diplomatic friends and so on are under pressure because Ranger came back and then had, 2 elections within that period, local government elections. And like if they had to put off a pull of this local government election. But I'm disappointed as a Guyanese. I think I rubbished that whole process. Like I said this morning, you get rid of Lowenfield and Roxanne Myers and all these, a lot of persons in there, competent persons, by the way, and you can't replace them, you know. And so you see it today at the polling places, you know. At some polling places, some of the staffs they're not even au fait with. I don't know what the training process I don't know, man. GCOM is a mess. GCOM is a natural disaster. Yeah? for Guyana, and things like that. We, local government was is a slow process, but voting is done and so counting start. And well, Bruce not gonna be sleeping, right? And I asked these counting agents in these different polling places to be vigilant based on my experience with the recount. And that is why GCOM running with 3, 4 polling places one way at a school choke up, choke up. I don't like it because that's where we notice at the recount in it was Diamond and some polling places where we had the recount. The box from this polling place had the votes for next one. Where they switch up the box and thief up the votes and change it all over. So I asking persons and the independent groups and so on in the opposition to pay attention to what is happening after this closure of poll. The recount brought out a lot of things. And I don't like these 3, 4 places that they're, close together. Make sure the box is seal your picture, take out stamp, and all these kind of things. Polling, counting agents, and so on. Be vigilant. Linden, make up yourself. You understand what I mean? Big up yourself, Georgetown, and so on. All the persons who, came out today. I want to thank you. I went out and voted for the palm and so on. I want to thank you. So I promised updates, but today we had breaking news. We had Melly Mel on the attack with the mayor. Melly Mel said that she was never APNU and PNC. Rather, she was a PPP and she knew the PPP business. And she used to be with Barrett and Irfan and all kind of story. And some other stories that was set off here and so on, mouth open story jump out. So they had that breaking news running out there. And then the mayor coming out with papers and facts and so on. But let me say on that note, where we were in office and I going through all my stuff and all about Charlestown. I asking these people, please pay attention. These properties that you got, find out it's who your mother, wherever. I said, because I see with this wealth when the greed come, is a different story. You understand? And so it's the same thing we see unfolding. So I'm pulling down here. So Guyanese, again, I fed up a GCOM. I fed up, I said we fed up. We fed up a blackout, fed up a GCOM, fed up of PUP, fed up. So this is my own update. And 6 o'clock, the polls are closed. And counting is going to take place. And I'll be bringing you information live from the different places. All right? So don't go. If you ever go to sleep when you wake up, you're gonna see I have something out there. I can bring the updates because I'm live here, coming from Georgetown, Guyana, on elections up there. That is local government elections. Yeah. So yes. So now we're coming to this constituency. Here. How are you? Yeah. Yes, how? All is well. All is well. Yo, all right, good.
Let me see a finger.
Man, rest yourself, the man. Man, it's who he talking to. It's who he talking to. Everybody, good night. How? Yeah. Oh, they come up? All right. The rowing. Okay, they make some late calls. I like some of the people who switch, they make some late calls and say, hey, I ain't going. I saw a young man, if I say, listen, me in the door. You understand? I listen. But, I like it when, I like it. I call a girl today, she said, listen, I can't talk to you right now, that's sick. You understand me? Text sick. I had some people who, I see bumps down there in the PFP, text sick. So, listen, Guyana, you think Guyanese is easy, no? You can learn about Guyanese people. You went and vote. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Laverne. What is happening there? Yeah, so we'll talk later. You'll get the different new news coming up soon, all right? Good. So have a good night.
So that's the Brooms update, folks. That was the Brooms update. But she learned during the course of the day some of the shortcomings That's her update. We're talking about some of the voting day confusion that they had. Some of the voting day confusion, you know, they started off GCOM by saying that you couldn't carry your cell phone and cameras, and then same day we're advised, they come up with another advisory, right? You can't carry your cameras, or you could carry your camera and not your cell phone, or your cell phone and not your camera. And as we said in our earlier broadcast, GCOM had one thing to do. GCOM had one thing, wasn't plenty. They had one thing to do. But like them boys distracted with a lot of things at the end. Like they distracted with a lot of things at the end. You know, that was the other advisory to come out with. Disregard the first one. You know, one day they say one thing, another hour, 1 hour later, something totally different. Something totally different, folks. Something totally different. But that's the nature of the folks, eh? That is the nature. That is the nature of the folks. You know, and we saw Info 10 talking with a GPSU observer, Morris Butters, I think in the Mining Chong today, talking with that observer there, and you know, he had a couple of things to add. He had a couple observations of his own, folks. Take a look out of the Mining Chong. Morris Butters, a GPSU observer. Take a look, take a listen.
This is what I've observed so far. Persons are arriving with the ID card, but their names cannot be found on the list. And there is no way that the persons out here can check or are checking for the names.
That's the GCOM,
No, GCOM staff.
the GCOM staff. They're unable to check for the names.
They can't find the names when you ask. Right? So it leads one to wonder how many people this has happened to. Because I am here, I am living in the ward, right? I voted here the last election, but now I come, they can't find my name. So I'm concerned about the fact that I might be only one of the many.
Okay.
Right?
And how have you seen the turnout so far?
Well, even though the
I know it's
rain,
early, but
even though the rain fell, right? Persons are still braving the rain to come out. And that's a beautiful thing.
okay. Thank you.
This is what I've observed so far.
Folks, that was Morris Butters with the GPSU giving his observations to Info 10 out of Linden. Another good place for valid and credible information. You know, we're talking about observations during the course of the day, and we saw one of the news outlets, I think it's DPI, put out this beauty here. You know, AmCham observer said the process was good and smooth. AmCham observer Ruslinda Rasul, you know, Ruslinda's work for Foreign Affairs, I think she manages one of the desks there at Foreign Affairs, is one of the PP hacks who get work at Foreign Affairs over a lot of Korea Foreign Service officers. Over a lot of them. When they came in, they gave Ruslinda work there. I think she used to be the CEO of the Red Jet or one of them airlines that crash. So Foreign Affairs, watch yourself. Suddenly she's an AmCham observer being quoted by DPI. I want you all see how them boys is work. I want you all see how them boys is work. Not everybody that observing properly, you know. Right? Not everybody that observing properly. I see Naomi Joker said that somebody bleach out. So observing the wrong things. So this young woman works with the government, earns a salary for the government, from the government at Foreign Affairs, and she suddenly, for today, is an observer. only in this country, suddenly she with the AmCham, what do you call it, chamber, as an observer. Yes. Ruslinda, we see you. We see you, boo. We see you. And DPI, of course, quoting her, saying, everything went smooth. This is how they do it. They put their plans in these various organizations. And then you see a statement, but it's really coming from Freedom House. It's really coming from Freedom House. She's worked for Foreign Affairs. Right there. Tukuba Lodge. Unworthy of that post and posting. Giving a lot of people problems at Foreign Affairs from what we know. But today, she's an observer. She's an electoral observer. No other country on earth. No other country on earth, folks. You know, no other country on earth. You'd see all of these shenanigans. Observer, suddenly, folks, all of a sudden, you think it's easy? You think it's easy, good folks? It's not easy. That's why I know it's not easy. You know, they're telling us that 47% of the registered discipline services voted. It'll be interesting to see the national figure. It will be quite interesting, folks, to see that national figure. 47% of the discipline services. And as we on observations, good folks, as we are on observations, this was one by Colin Bino. You know, he posted this on social media. Colin says today is LGE. And at this moment, this was about an hour early on in the evening, an hour or so ago. Ballots are being counted. How can there be blackout in quarantine? How can there be blackout on the quarantine? Quarantine, we see you. PPP, we see you. Gladstone Matthews, we see you as well. How can there be blackout on the quarantine? That's what folks want to know. How can there be blackout? Interesting. I wonder if some of them place of polls got generated and so on. If the light goes out, what happens? Freeze. You know, freeze and melt. Freeze. Waiting for the power to come back. Interesting. On a day like today, that's what we saw on social media, according to Colin Biden. That's what he said. On a day like today, believe it or not, that those were some of the observations that we've had. But folks, I want to hear from maybe some of the folks who know better than we do, folks, out there during the course of the day, who perhaps know a little bit better than some of us at this end. Some of us at this end do, that knows a little better. And I think we're going to reach out to some of the folks during the course of our coverage here tonight. Local government elections, all things local government elections. We're going to touch base with some folks and see how things went on some of the fronts. Right, guys? We're going to get a sense of how things went on some of the fronts. We hope that you all are good out there. We hope that you all are. Share the damn live. Smash that emoji button, good folks, and let me go down the road. Smash that emoji button for us. And let me go down the road, good folks. We're getting set to shift gears and to hear from some of the other folks who know, because we want to get you guys valid and credible information, of course. Valid and credible information all the way. So that was some of the blackout. What do you do at the place of poll, guys? What do you do at the place of poll when the light goes out? I want to know. What do you do? Freeze and melt, no doubt. Freeze and melt. Freeze and melt. So we're going to try to touch base with some of the folks. Good to see you, Roderick, and some of the other guys joining us. Melissa Atwell spoke with the mayor today. Melly Mel spoke with the mayor today. She put up a post saying, South Georgetown, be careful. South Georgetown, be careful. The folks didn't like that. The folks didn't like that at all. South Georgetown, be careful. Well, them boys come out. They're taking chances, you know. They mean to get every inch. That's how we got to fight as well. I saw some of you out there fighting just as hard, fighting for every single inch. You know, we saw some of that, and we are tremendously pleased. We saw some of that, and again, folks, we are tremendously pleased how things went down. You know, it was a hard-fought battle, and I don't think my preliminary observations that they're going to get the kind of blowout they were looking for. Folks, we are joined by the Region 10. I'm advised the Region 10 Vice Chair, Mr. Mark Goring, is on the line. Mark, how are you doing?
We celebrated.
We celebrating. Excellent.
We celebrated the blowing.
Give us a sense of how things went at your end. Give us a sense, Mark.
We won.
Mark is joining us from Kokwani, folks. Go right ahead, Vice Chair.
Yeah, we won out of the 6 constituency. We won. Last year, I got one vehicle. The people keep it too much nice.
Folks, we're getting some information out of Kokwani, and this is Region 10. We're getting some information out of Kokwani, Region 10. Go right ahead.
So we won. So far, we won 4 constituency out of the 6. And PR, we gotta wait on the tally, the calculation of the PR to see how much seat may allotted to us in the PR. So based on my estimation, I believe we may have like 8 seats, and the PDP probably might have 4. Not too sure, or they get 3 and we get 9. But currently we got 4 the seats. So once we have 4 the seats with a good margin on the PR, we should be able to take about 9 seats, 8 to 9 seats.
Folks, you all are hearing that? This is the campaign manager of APNU in Kokwani live, giving us this update, telling us how the region went there in Kokwani. What is the mood like on the ground there on both sides?
Well, I haven't seen the other side. They won the waterfront, so they're out there celebrating the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won the waterfront, and we would have seen, and all the reports about vote buying, we would have seen them taking the Amerindian people from what they call this place, Jonestown and Waterfront, and taking them out to vote. Right? Some of the reports would have indicated that there was offer money to vote, and so they didn't say the amount. Right, but there was offer money to vote and so onwards. Anyway, against all our people walk and go. Some we had to transport who had needed transportation, and I must thank God for this victory. The people is very upbeat. Yeah, the people is very upbeat, and I think they will be celebrating all through the night. All right.
This is Kokwani, folks.
Everyone is coming out on the road, so we will be celebrating all through the night. After hard work, we can able to celebrate this victory. We fought against, this must be said, we fought against a party that spent billions of dollars, right? Billions of dollars. And we would have able to come out victorious in Kokwani. We was up against it. And we were able to come out victorious, and also to know that a lot of our supporters in Kokwani would have migrated, for better jobs and these things, betterment and so on, because of the neglect that Kokwani would have faced over the last 3 years. I personally know some of my friends from Kokwani who would have migrated to Georgetown to look for jobs and so onwards. Right, because of how the system is politicized in Kokwani, the utility companies and so, right? Once person know that you're timid or you're soft and you support the coalition, you can lose your job for the simplest thing. One person told me our cousin lost his job because he wear green jersey to work, right?
Wow.
And the company is even making a uniform in red. Everything is red for them, utilizing linesmen to put up flags and all these things. This is professional public servants have to be put through all these different things. I spoke tonight about the hospital, whereby it's being politicized. The head of the hospital, he is openly campaigning, the person campaigning, and now persons, and I need to emphasize more upon this after this election. Persons telling me that they don't trust going to the hospital now, knowing that there's coalition supporter openly, and these people is PPP supporter. These is professionals who is campaigning openly. So when professional, that is public servants, campaigning openly, the citizen, and we see the level of discrimination. The citizen doesn't trust them. At least I don't trust nobody at the hospital for that taking time.
You know,
are you openly supporting a wicked regime?
Mark, Onage Waldron had a lot to say about, public servants campaigning. She had a lot to say about that.
She come to Kokwani. Because all the public servants in Kokwani was campaigning openly. The PPP ones there.
Can't even find Kokwani on the map.
Probably supports coalition day in the shell. They can't even put on a green jersey. Right? They can't even put on a green jersey. Some people refuse to speak because they're afraid that their children working at KUI, right? They doesn't want to show open support for the coalition because they're living in fear. So the fear is real. I'm here in the ground for the past 2 weeks, and I've seen the fear. I've seen the fear in the person. I asked somebody to chair a meeting, and the person told me that they are fearful to chair the meeting because of their children's jobs might be in jeopardy. You understand me? I've seen the fear, and I've seen how the hospital is split. Hospital, we're talking about health here, we're talking about split. These are the complaints I'm on the ground that I'm getting. Person is abusing this person, green. When did we reach to this stage? How and when? They're supposed to be professionals. That no one's supposed to know where you vote, where your vote go.
Correct.
When you vote, and that is it. But when you're there as a professional, there's no party politics. And I saw the doctor was calling me just now. I was on a show earlier, and I saw the doctor was calling me just now. I was a little busy, and I know exactly what he called me for, because we had an incident the other night where a child went to the hospital, right? Shachara, permit me. Went to the hospital at 2 o'clock with a sickle cell case. The parents called me to drop them out about 9, 10 o'clock, something around there. She wanted to take her discharge, and because she's saying the hospital doesn't have the medication that this child needed because certain case of sickle cell. In fact, she said if the child go to school for 3 days in a term is enough. But the time the child go to school is some infection, and for months is home or hospital. So the child has got to be very circumspect in type of treatment to give this child. I go to the hospital, sure, I have the video to show. This child is crying in pain, and the doctor there at the party, preparing party paraphernalia and decorating for the Prime Minister.
Wow.
I called him.
Wow.
I asked him, I said, what state this child need to be in before the ambulance can take this child? He jumped right away. Don't play politics with me. Don't play politics with me. I said, I didn't tell you anything about politics. I don't play politics with health. Health is very serious. I don't go down that line at all. When it comes to people's health, I'm very serious about that. I don't play politics with that. And he go on with politics, and he hung up his phone. I call his boss, and his boss sent him across. When he come across to the hospital, I was trying to explain to him that, Doc, I don't want no animosity between us. I call you out of genuine concern. Doctor, fly past me. I have my patient. I will speak to you later.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And the people have to take their own discharge. The people have to take their own discharge and hire a car to take their child out on Kokwani because they don't trust the system. And that is what the doctor did not pick up. They take a discharge because it does not trust the system with their children, with their child, because they understand and they know the level of sickness that the child have. Right? Person who may listen and do what sickle cell, know that they live with sickle cell, that it can deteriorate very, very fast. Any little thing, the child can pick up an infection. And the mother said, her child is home, she have to care. So I was saying, if it was my child, I would have rather a life done than a dead skull. Because my child, they go to school, I better make sure I home school. And keep my child home. You understand me? Because the seriousness of the situation. And the doctors seem not to understand that it's trust. The people don't trust the system. And there's a lot of people is telling me in Kokwani that they don't trust the system. They jump on a bus or whatever, and they go out to do what they got to do. One person was complaining to me, or cousin or brother or somebody came from out the bush with malaria, and it's at the hospital trembling, and they can't find the person to do the test. But the person that reached my post this morning commenting on why lying about this and lying about that. You're lying about nothing. Whatever the people report to me, I bring it to light because for too long, nobody have been providing the level of representation for Kokwani, and I'm here. I am here to provide that level of representation without fear or favor.
Excellent. Excellent.
For too long, Kokwani has been starved for that representation. I'm going to provide that representation. Whoever vexed, that is them face. I will call it out.
Who vex?
The corruption, I will call out. Whatever they get going on here, I will call it out.
Who vex?
Let them come after me.
Yeah.
Who vex?
Yeah.
They need to do better. We can't have a public system in this state, in this sort of political divide. They say I dividing Kokwani, I'm not dividing Kokwani. I now come and become the voice of the people of Kokwani.
Yeah.
It's the voice that Kokwani didn't have that want this done yet. Now you're going to be that voice.
Continue pressing forward, Mark. Continue pressing forward. And congrats.
This victory, and we're going to celebrate.
And congrats to you and all the folks down there on your hard work. Congrats.
All right, sir. Thank you, man.
All right, folks, there you have it. There you have it. Mark Goring, the vice chair of Region 10, joined us there. Online, Mark Goring, again, the vice chair out of Region 10, joining us there. And as we circle back to some of the other things, we're going to be talking with some other folks in another couple of minutes. We're going to be talking with some of the other folks. But the folks have been pushing back against the local government election cash grant. They've been pushing back against the local government election cash grant. They've been pushing back against that, right? Saying that it's not that they're buying votes. It was just convenient for the families to get the cash grant now. That's what they've been saying. Them buying the vote, folks. Them buying the vote. Y'all believe that? Good folks, y'all. Praise said it's just convenient. Yeah? Just convenient. Well, give them the year bonus now, man. Give teachers a raise to now. Huh? As we dealing with money. Huh? Well, the folks at Kokwani didn't having it. The folks at Kokwani didn't having it. Praise is just convenient. It's convenient vote buying, if you ask me. Convenient vote buying. Convenient vote buying. You see? Convenient vote buying. Who vex? I don't say it. Conveniently buying votes. Right? All of that. But we got to wait for the rest of it. Again, that was the vice chair of Region 10, Mark Goring. He has responsibility for Kokwani. Led the campaign effort there in Kokwani. The folks worked very hard on the ground there in Kokwani. And we're happy that they got the result that they were looking for. We are nothing short of delighted that the folks down there got that result that they were looking for. Right? We are tremendously happy. So congrats, Kokwani. You see when you like buy votes? You see when you like buy votes? People see through all of those things, you know. They got a flight bus. You know, people see through all of those things. People see through all of those things. So don't come wrong be funny. Don't come wrong. And they can be soundly rejected. They are going to be soundly rejected. Right? Let's see how it goes. Don't let me make any more prediction. We'll take the information as it comes. At least we know the way Kokwani went. You know, we happy on that front. We are very happy on that front, the way things went. Tremendously happy. So some other information we're following, folks, as we said to you during the course of the program already. The diabolical plan from them boys being exposed. The diabolical plan. You know, I hope we get another mayor who's as people person as we have had in Lord Mayor Ubrach Lorraine. But this duo started because Melly Mel, you all know Melly Mel. You know, Melly Mel and I think we did communication. We weren't batchmates, but we kind of crossed paths. As undergraduates studying communication at university, I didn't know Melly Mel was PPP. You know? I ain't said no everything, but that was a little, you know, minor shocker today. But that being said, Mary Mel put up that the folks in all boys thing and so on better get a raise in taxes because them boys coming. The mayor confirmed. He said yes. I know they come in. You're lying on them. Oh, they put out a press statement today. You know, Jack Gill said they don't want people to land. Them, they don't want people to land, folks. Listen to some of what came out of the live. You know, with Melly Mel and Ubraj Ryan, mayor. Ubraj Ryan now a former mayor, now having had an election. Right. Well, it's really and truly he's still mayor until the new mayor takes the oath of office. He's still mayor until the new mayor takes that is the law. When the new mayor takes the oath of office, whoever is elected, you know, right, takes that oath of office, then we can know. But I hope the people person like this mayor was, and a hard worker, diligent, the way this mayor was, right? So as I said, on the live today with Melly Mel and Ubraj, right? You get to understand the people want clean up. You see how this cleaning up? They're trying to replicate what Granger did, but they have a diabolical plan. It's not really clean up. It's clean up to another level. Want clean up some of your land. Real clean up some of your land. Take a listen. Take a look.
What I said in my live yesterday, responding to when Dharmlal rebutted my letter that I put out there, where the vice president himself accused this council, and I call him a pathological, compulsive liar, and I will maintain that. It is true, and I have the evidence here. If you can see, this was a circular that circulated October 6, 2022, with assets dealing at the level of the city. And this was sent to the municipal council. Please be advised that with immediate effect, you are not to proceed with sale or lease of asset and properties under the purview of the council. This is one thing that Amal attacked me on. And this letter was sent since 2020, where he instructed the administration, which they don't have any authority. And what I said about Albaiston and Charlestown, I stand by it, where I was invited with high-end officials of government, and it was discussed that, look, we need a list of these properties that are abundant in Albaiston and Charlestown, supply it to us, and we will able to see how we can able to pay it off, and maybe they will have it, the government
and they
will
will
have
then
it.
they will then take those people properties.
And that is how the campaign, the government launched a campaign called Clean Up Georgetown, because they're not actually clean up. Because if you wanted to spend taxpayer money like that, and that's why you had the business people support during the cleanup, is actually get their eyes on properties in different areas. If you notice, when they have this cleaning up exercise, it's different areas.
We see all the rich people with the money in Guyana suddenly come out to help clean up your communities.
So when I actually clean up, they don't come out, but there is a backdrop where they will get something after the cleanup. You understand? Promise something maybe. So I have nothing to fear of, and I have nothing to hide, and that's why I challenge the Minister of Local Government for a national debate, and I'm waiting for the time and date he ready with neutral moderator. And I don't want to debate him on politics. I want to debate him on the laws that govern the city council, the bylaws, and everything, the Fiscal and Transfer Act. I'm challenging him for that because I know my record.
So they didn't lie. Tell you, we know the whole thing. We know the whole thing. They didn't lie. We know the whole thing, the whole story. They didn't lie, folks. We know the whole story. They didn't lie. That's part of the PPP's diabolical plan. You know, and you know they really threw this mayor wrong. They really treated Ubraj wrong, but I'm happy he stood his ground. And he was proud to say, I leave it with my integrity. Even though they're wicked and stink and dirty and vindictive, I was so happy to hear him say that. Not a businessman could say to put money in my pocket. You know, enough of them can't say that over, sir. Enough of them on that side cannot say that. He said not a businessman, not a person could say to put money in my pocket. That is the way you gotta lead. Without fear or favor, affection or ill will. That is how you gotta live. Look at how they wrong this mayor. Tell a set of lies, pack of lies, wicked and vindictive. Look at how they wrong the mayor. Listen to some more of that conversation between Melly Mel and Lord Mayor Ubraj Narai. Mayor Ubraj Narai and Melissa Atwell, Melly Mel. Take another look and take a listen.
I said I wouldn't campaign for this local government, but they pushed me to campaign because of the lies they started to peddle about this council. When I took over, this council was $5 billion liabilities, and the amount of NIS and so on, since 1992. I was 3 years old. I make mention of that, and so there's many letters. But look, I have it here. These are evidence, right? These are evidence. I am not lying to the public. What would I get from lying to the public? This letter dated 15th of March 2021, signed by the Honorable Minister Dharmlal, stating request for waiver of fee, right? And then he attached a letter that the then Minister Kelawan MP since, let me see the date, November 18, 2009 said that these people was granted waiver of taxes since then, and it never happened. Why you want to waive a fee for people? Let them follow the process and the procedure. There's a policy that we establish. It is there online for deal with amnesty. Amnesty, I didn't deal with amnesty like the then council. We established a policy, debate on the policy where the PPP councillors was invited to a meeting and they never turned up to the meeting. And the policy was circulated at the council, and they were debated on that policy and voted on, and that is how we execute that and that policy. That policy also, the current Attorney General, when I had my meeting, he said, man, Mayor, let us do an amnesty to help the people. I agree with these things because I believe in a local government, you must have central government. We must work together, you know, and that is how we actually agreed to the amnesty and said, look, I don't want to do amnesty like the then council. Let us establish a policy. And when I finish here, I will send you that policy. I want you to put it out there. There's a procedure. Why should I jump the procedure and just waiver something that the minister sent to me? Who is the minister? This is the thing I didn't subscribe to. The debt for GPL. When Dr. Ashni Singh wanted to speak, I got fax. I have letters where I received a letter on the 12th of January 2021, and I will read it. Mayor and City Council debt. Hear what they said. As per conversation on December 28, 2020, I concur. This is what the minister said, Minister of Local Government. I concur with your agreement that central government will pay 100 million as part of council debt to the garbage collectors. Second, central government will pay $150 million to the Guyana Power and Light as a council debt. These sum will discount from government principal debt to City Hall. Principal debt. So when Dr. Ashley Singh want to speak, it was copied to him. I respond to the minister and I said, yes, I welcome it. And
I also want you to touch on the fact how many things the mayor and city, how many things that you've written to them, asking them for assistance with, and they refused. They denied every single thing. So they were basically struggling, the council, the mayor and
I
city
am
council. They wasn't giving
coming
them
to
any
the
support, any money, and that shouldn't be. It doesn't matter who's in power, whether the PP is in power, the AP and the AFC in power, the council still got to function.
I also, when I write Minister Dharmlal and tell you about the death of the council in somewhere March 2021, he respond to me, request for evidence, reference made, hereby of support, document of the 1 billion in rates by central government to the Georgetown municipality, and evidence how above figure was arrived. The evidence was sent. All evidence was sent to the honorable minister. I look, I am shocked about the lies. I never lied to the people of Georgetown. I never been dishonest to the people of Georgetown. Look, the Dharmlal speak on financial statement. I comment to it. He forget that he just write me these things and I just respond. I always be prompt with the office of the mayor. He wrote me 27th of January 2022, signed by him. Look the signature. He said a request for update financial report. Well, I want to make it clear to the public. When a check paid to the city council, you don't pay in Obraj Narayan name. You don't come to me. You just pay to the mayor, city council, the treasurer, and the administration, town clerk, whoever. They're responsible for management of this council. And I said, I write the town clerk on that. I said, I receive attachment correspond from the honorable minister dated 27/2022, above caption. This is a letter I sent to the town clerk now, after he write me for financial statement. I'm kindly request an update financial statement report inclusive of action taken to resolve financial situation to provide to the honorable minister. All for information, I copy this to the chairman of the finance committee, Councillor Oscar Clark, and to the Minister of Regional Development, Local Government Development. So when you speak on those things, I did my duty as mayor. I never have position. They're spreading something on Live Guyana that I came here on Sunday morning 2 a.m. to remove document. I don't have to remove document. I have no document custodian. I'm not the custodian of council documents. The town clerk is responsible for all documents, all assets, all financial issue of the council. The town clerk office is a custodian of those things. I have no document. These are letters that sent back and forth. The vehicle of the mayor, I can't get it since I came in this country. So when I said the mayor's vehicle park here, 2 months. I am using a taxi right now to do the council business, to move around in the city. I said that.
All right, folks, you heard it for yourself. You heard it for yourself. We're going to be joined by Mr. David Daniels, the campaign manager out of region number 8, folks. This is Mario. Get a sense from him. How did the day go at that end? We want to get from directly from the folks on the ground. How are things going, folks? We spoke with earlier, if you're now joining us, we spoke a little earlier on with the Vice Chairman of Region 10, who is in Kokwani, has responsibility for the sub-region there, to get a sense of how things went. We spoke with him, and now we'll be trying to get Madia on the line to give you guys a sense of how the day went at Madia. I know there was lots of rain. That's one of the things that folks said to us during the course of the day. Rain washed here in Madia there, and we're trying to get a sense from the folks how things went in Madia. But you know them boys say, you heard for yourself what transpired with Ubraj there at City Hall. You know, those folks, guys, they're easy, you know. That's why I want some of y'all know. They're not easy at all. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. And as soon as we get Mr. Daniel Fraser out of, did I say David Daniels? Am I mixing up? Daniel Fraser out of Region 8, out of Madia, we're gonna put him through. Wickedness like you don't know, folks. Wickedness like you don't know, right? Wickedness like you don't know out of the PPP, and the mayor has endured all of it, and with such dignity, has endured it. And again, I hope the next mayor has that kind of fortitude, right? And I know Apnu got good people, so the next mayor will have that kind of fortitude. Folks, we are joined by Viceroy Jordan out of region number 5. Viceroy, very good evening. You are live, trying to get a sense how the things go at your end, Viceroy. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Sherrod. Good evening to you, viewers, listeners. Thank you for having me. But you know, I'm in the field at the moment.
Yes, we can take what we can get.
The elections were I could say safe thus far. Like I reported earlier, we started our day probably around about 3 a.m. this morning. Containers were open. We dispatched to all the various polling stations across Region 5. We had 3 assembly points for polling stations, 1 in Sub-District 1 and 2 in Sub-District 2. That is the West Bobis and the Maikoni Central area. Polls opened at approximately 99% of those polls opened at 6 a.m. sharp. And voting was very, very slow in some areas. During the course of the day, it picked up in some of the areas, but generally there was a low turnout from my estimation of that of 2018. And we had some deficiencies from the part of GCOM, whereby you had things like folios for polling stations in Bushland village, whereby there were no photographs on the folios, and so you could not have identified voters. You could not have properly mark were to. As a matter of fact, you had to wait because it was a setback, because voters, you could not have voted unless you had that to properly identify your voters. We had similar situation in Litchfield, Tempe Seafield NDC, that is here. We couldn't move forward because of folios that were not properly prepared. On the part of GCOM also, we had damage stamp in Sub-District 1 at the areal, one of the polling places in areal, Maikoni, and so voting was halted for quite some time and then resumed, but that continued throughout the day as per normal. And one location that was reported to me, they didn't have poll books on time. I also am to confirm that happened at another location. But outside of that, Sherrod, and for the viewers, poll, it was one that was, I would put it in this way, across the region, relatively low, and it clearly shows voter education, voter interest. Those are things that are lacking.
We said it earlier, Viceroy. GCOM absolutely failed where voter education was concerned this time around. Absolutely failed.
Exactly. I would agree with you. Exactly. Yes.
They wanted Vishnu Prasad, they got him, and they got a lot of failure since they put that fella in there. A lot of failings at GCOM since they put that fella there.
Yes, and so one of the things that just as I went to make checks on polling stations and staff and so on, I learned at one of the polling stations also. Our staff, persons who worked for GCOM, and I wouldn't want to single out the location now, but people that have this in our report didn't even know that a box has to carry 4 seals, and POs and APOs came to locations without
All right. Vince Roy did tell us that he's out in the field, and so go right ahead.
Finished preparation of statement of poll and so on. We hadn't any sales. In terms of the correct amount. And, you know, I don't know who trained these workers, GECOM workers, that is. And that caused a great setback because you're supposed to have, you know, 4 seals. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go right ahead.
I stopped right here and told you about it. Those POs not having the sufficient amount of seals to get the boxes sealed and then transport it back to the storage in the various containers.
Thanks very much, Vince Roy. I know that you are busy on the ground there, tying up things, and I don't want to unduly detain you from that kind of more important work, or important work, equally important work.
Yes, thank you very much, sir.
All right, thanks again, folks. Vince Roy Jordan joining us on the line there, member of Parliament, joining us on the line on the ground again. The one and only member of Parliament, Vince Roy Jordan, and we're privileged for that update. And there's so many things happening in front of me on this side, folks. So many things happening in front of me on this side. But I think we're going to leave our coverage there for now. And if we get a chance to come on back later on, we are going to do precisely that, folks. We are going to do precisely that. But these are a couple of the things that we are following. At the hour, I saw Naomi Drucker, the folks pulling up that comment for us, saying that Trisha got beat bad. This, I think, is constituency 13, which includes East Ramville. Yeah. You mean Trisha put all the road and so on, the biscuit road in there, and still get beat? And still get beat? Even with the biscuit road? That's interesting. That's interesting. Folks, as the night progresses, we may come on back with another update. We just may come on back with another update. Just wanted to alert you good folks on that front. Just wanted to alert you on that. We may come on back with another update. That being said, folks, that's going to do it for us at this end. That is going to do it for us at this end. Thanks for joining us. Share the like, smash that emoji button, folks, and partner with us so we can continue bringing you guys valid, credible information.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's play.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's play.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payment.
Yep. That's how you can keep our broadcast going forward, folks. As we said, that's going to do it for us at this end. At this hour, we may be back on during the course of the evening with additional information for you guys. Stay well. That's it. That's it, folks. That's our time, and that's our program. Thanks for joining us. Share the like before you go. Smash that emoji button as well, and partner with us. Stay safe.